Hey there! Today let's explore Shanghai together using the map. Great for first-time visitors who's planning their own routes. Key locations in English and Chinese will be posted in comments for easy copying and pasting. Let's get started. So I'm using Apple Maps, which integrates Gaode Maps, a Chinese equivalent of Google Maps. First, let's take a look at Shanghai. The city covers an area about this large, bordered by Zhejiang province and Jiangsu province. Shanghai is actually pretty large, but the sightseeing spots are pretty concentrated within the center of the city. So let's start with arriving in Shanghai. The city has two airports, Shanghai Pudong International Airport and Hongqiao Airport. Pudong International Airport mainly handles international flights, so for our foreign friends, you will likely arrive at Pudong Airport. Domestic flights and some short-haul international flights are concentrated at Hongqiao Airport. So from Pudong International Airport, you can take the Maglev for 50 RMB, which takes about 6 minutes, to Longyang Road Station. Then transfer to Metro Line 2 to get to the city center for 4 RMB, which takes about 20 minutes. So for city center, I'm using the reference of People's Square Station. And sure, you can use other stations as well, but this is just for your reference. From Hongqiao Airport to the city center, you can take Metro Line 2 for 5 RMB, which takes about 35 minutes. If you're finding a hotel, it's a good idea to find anything near Metro Line 2. The reason why I'm recommending Metro Line 2 is because most of the famous sightseeing spots, such as Lujiazui, where the Pearl TV Tower is at, and also things like People's Square, and also the two airports are on Metro Line 2. Other places are also okay, since Shanghai's metro system is pretty efficient, which has 20 lines and 510 stations around the entire city. So I'm using the Apple Maps transit view. You can see the stations here. If you're traveling to other Chinese cities, for example, Beijing, Hangzhou, Xi'an, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, or Hong Kong, you can book flights from Hongqiao Airport or take a high-speed train from Shanghai Hongqiao Railway Station. It's actually located right next to the Hongqiao Airport, so it's pretty convenient. And Shanghai has 4 train stations within the city: the Hongqiao, Shanghai West Station, Shanghai South Station, and Shanghai Station. Just be sure to very carefully check your ticket. Don't ask me how I know it, but I will just say locals also make mistakes. Okay, let's explore the top sightseeing spots in Shanghai, likely on your list as a first-time visitor. Shanghai is divided into Pudong and Puxi by the Huangpu River. Puxi has a rich history, while Pudong developed later. First, the most famous spot, the Bund. Across the river is the Pudong site, home to the Lujiazui Financial District, which includes the iconic Oriental Pearl Tower and the Shanghai Trio skyscrapers. So the bottle opener, the syringe, and the egg beater. So those are the nicknames that the locals gave them. So the bottle openers refer to Shanghai World Financial Center. The syringe refers to Jinmao Tower, and the egg beater refers to Shanghai Tower. You can visit the top of the Shanghai Tower for panoramic views of the city. And there are shopping malls that are located in Lujiazui district. You can find food there. There are 3 ways to cross the river, and they work both ways. The first one is, of course, the metro. You can take the metro from Lujiazui Station and go anywhere that you desire. The second one is the sightseeing tunnel. The ticket price is 50 RMB. It is direct to the Bund, and you can think of it as a metro ride with a light show. I'm gonna call this Route 1. And then the third way is the ferry. The ticket price is 2 RMB. The locals also take ferry. The Route 2 is Dongchang Road Ferry Terminal to Jinling East Road Ferry Terminal. And Route 3 is Dongchang Road Ferry Terminal to Fuxing East Ferry Terminal. And Route 4 is 太同站ferry terminal to Gongping Road ferry terminal. So these routes also connect to other Shanghai's famous attractions. Let me explain you will find at each endpoint. Route 1 and 2, which is the sightseeing tunnel and the first ferry ride, take you to the Bund on the Puxi side, home to the Bund's historic buildings, including the Customs House, Bank of China building, HSBC building, and Peace Hotel. Note that there are lights turned on every night for the Bund on both Puxi side and Pudong side. I couldn't find the official time, but it's roughly like this. So for summertime, which is May to September, it turned on at 7 and turned off at 11. So for fall to spring, which is October to next year's April, it's turned on at 6 and turned off at 10. And walking north, you will find Garden Bridge of Shanghai and Shanghai Postal Museum. Garden Bridge, also called 外百渡桥, built in 1906, is a landmark of old Shanghai. It is featured in a lot of Chinese dramas, and when people see it, they directly know it's a old Shanghai-themed drama. And the Shanghai Postal Museum, formerly the city's general post office, is now a museum which is free and no reservation required for individual visits. It showcases the 1922 building's interior, and it's a great spot to take picture not only of the building itself, but you can also see the Pearl Tower. It's quite popular picture taking spot. And walking west from the Bunds lead to Nanjing East Road, which is a pedestrian street. It has like shopping malls and also food there. And Route 3 takes you to the city god temple area, also called Chen Huangmiao area. It's actually Shanghai's 700-year-old town and the city's origin. From the ferry terminal, you can walk to this area. The Chen Huang temple area is about this big, and it connects two streets without requiring an entrance ticket. It's best visited after dark when the lights are on. Two ticketed attractions within the area is the actual temple itself and the Yu Garden. Chen Huang Temple is a Taoist temple built in 1403 dedicated to the city god of Shanghai. You can explore the various halls and enjoy people watching there. Yu Garden, originally a private garden from the Ming Dynasty, built in 1559, is a Jiangnan-style classical garden featuring water, ancient trees, and flowers. So Jiangnan-style gardens is usually famous for how they can use water, trees to create a different landscape within a fairly small area. Highly recommended. The tickets range from 30 to 40 depending on the season. In the area, you will also find the Jiuqu Bridge and the Huxing Pavilion. The Huxing Pavilion translates to a pavilion within the center of the lake, which has a tea house, and they're both built in 1760. You can see the old photos. It's a great spot for tea and people watching during quieter hours. And Route 4 ends at North Bund. The North Bund green space is beautiful for relaxing. Further north is the 1933 Lao Changfang. It's an art district housed in a former slaughterhouse. And you hear it correctly, it was a slaughterhouse before. It has a unique concrete structure. Nearby is Xiahai Temple, a Buddhist temple built for fishermen seeking blessings before heading to the sea in past history. You can also take a night cruise on the Huangpu River to enjoy views of the skyline and riverside buildings. Several vendors offer this service. Just search Huangpu River Cruise for options. All the spots mentioned above, you can combine them and make up a 1 or 2 day itinerary. Now, leaving the Huangpu River, head west to People's Square. This area includes the Square, People's Park, Shanghai Museum, Shanghai Government, Shanghai Grand Theater, and Shanghai Urban Planning Exhibition Center. So if you're into museums, you can spend some time here. People's Park is famous for its marriage market. You have probably seen it in other YouTube videos. Marriage market is where elderly parents post information about their children seeking partners. Each piece of paper encapsulates someone's life. So it's an interesting thing to observe if you happen to be in the area. Heading south, you will find the famous 新天地. 新天地 is really the first experimental area that integrates historic building with modern lifestyle, for example, shopping, food, bar, and stuff. The historic structure is called 石库门 or stone gate houses, which is a traditional Shanghai architectural style that blends Western and Chinese elements. 新天地 is best enjoyed in the evening, so you can come here, enjoy a beer, and do some people watching and see the historic building. It's quite nice. In addition to the subway, Shanghai's double-decker sightseeing buses are also very popular, with 5 routes covering near all the attractions mentioned above. A single ticket is valid for the entire day, and the prices are quite reasonable, I think. You can hop on and hop off at any station as many times as you like. You can search online different third parties like trip.com or klook.com sell the tickets. Well, now if you have extra time in Shanghai, consider these 4 leisure routes, which are getting more popular among the locals. So the first one is the French Concessions. Due to its historical background, parts of Shanghai were once French concessions, influenced by European architecture. So this area offers a glimpse into the history, perfect for a full day of cycling and walking. The popular spots include the Wukang Mansion. From Wukang Mansion, you can explore nearby street, and if you have the energy, head further south to visit the Xujiahui Catholic Church. And the second route is the Xuhui Riverside. Start at Longhua Temple, the oldest and largest temple in Shanghai. Legend has it that it was built during the Three Kingdom period, making it over 1,700 years old. Locals often visit the temple to worship. After visiting the temple, take a riverside walk, passing sites like the Shanghai Oil-Can Artistic Center, Xi'an Art Gallery, Maritime Affairs Tower, Xuhui Riverside Greenland, Long Museum, Binjiang Skating Park or Binjiang Sliding Plate Park, or Star Art Gallery. So this riverside route has become one of the most popular spots for locals to relax. And another pretty good route is the Pudong Riverside. If you enjoy cycling, this route stretches from Xiepu Road Ferry Terminal to Dong'an South Wall, covering 24 kilometers. There are rest stops every kilometer with restrooms and vending machines. Along the way, you will pass landmarks like the Oriental Pearl Tower, riverside green spaces, and the expo area. The expo area, originally built for the 2010 World Expo, has been transformed into the Expo Cultural Park. You can explore the park and climb the recently opened Twin Hills. And the Twin Hills is 48 meters high. Well, Shanghai doesn't have a lot of hills or mountains. It's recently being a hot spot for the locals. And then the last leisure routes that I recommend is the Jing'an Temple area. This area features one of Shanghai's most famous temples, Jing'an Temple. Its iconic Dharma pillar at the entrance is landmark tied to local myth and feng shui beliefs. So from Jing'an Temple, head east, you can go to the Nanjing East Road, which is a commercial district. It features shopping, features food, or you can head west to Yuyuan Road, which is a more relaxed, laid-back, quiet street. And Shanghai also has a Disney World. If you plan to visit Disney Resort, consider scheduling it on the first or last day of your trip. Stay at a hotel near Pudong International Airport, as the park is far from the city center but close to Pudong Airport. And Shanghai Disneyland recently opened its new Zootopia area. When is a good time to visit Shanghai? Try to avoid visiting Shanghai during China's public holidays. For reference, about 700 million trips. You hear it right, 700 million trips are made during national holidays, so you can expect overwhelming crowds. Even the locals would avoid going out during that time. And another time to avoid is the rain season. Usually around June or July is when Shanghai becomes hot and humid. Your skin will feel very sticky. Yeah, so that concludes today's content. I hope you enjoy your trip to Shanghai and stay tuned for more episodes about Shanghai's fun facts and foods. Bye!